Alright, I have Call of Duty World War II loaded up here. Got the single player campaign, going to be giving an overview of it as I go through it. I believe the marketing promised a authentic World War II experience or something along those lines. Don't see why it won't deliver. The game starts up by showing your soldier fight on a variety of battlefields across Europe, just in case you weren't aware that something called World War II was fought on at least a mildly grand scale. We are then introduced to our squad mates in the form of the harsh sergeant, the nerd, the astute soldier, and the con man comic relief Jew guy. You know, I'm sure the whole Jewish thing isn't just a plot device for like him to get abducted by the Nazis later, because you know that would be like terrible predictable writing or some shit. Since we're on the topic of predictable writing, I love the way your character sits in the Higgins boat here, all the way at the back, behind a bunch of nameless soldiers. I'm sure they won't all get mowed down as soon as the ramp drops. Oh, what are the odds? After about 15 minutes of authentic World War II cutscenes, you finally get to move your character. And, you know, if you're like me, your first instinct is to, like, take cover behind a boat or something since things are shooting at you, but sadly it seems the Germans were counting on this and placed submarines in the water that shoot you if you go more than waist deep into the ocean. After walking approximately 1 meter forward, another authentic cutscene triggers where some guy yells at me. It's here that I thought I still accidentally had the console field of view set, since everyone came so close to me it looked like they wanted to tongue me. Turns out, I did raise my FOV. So I came wondering, if it's this bad with a raised FOV, then what's it like with the console FOV? Yeah. So after watching 5,000 soldiers get mowed down by machine guns, what advanced tactic did I employ to make it across the beach? I ran zigzags. That's it. I think I was supposed to wait for the machine guns to reload and then run or something, but even on the second highest difficulty, it really didn't matter that much. Which is, you know, kind of surprising considering these machine gunners could seemingly hit a coin a fucking mile away. After an authentic QuickTime event, we get to see a German soldier authentically using a Soviet submachine gun. Let me tell you, I'm so glad a game finally managed to authentically capture D-Day down to the very Soviet weaponry the Slav-hating Germans authentically used. I find it ironic when a shooter is clearly designed to be played on a gamepad, considering the genre works so much better on mouse and keyboard. It's kind of like designing a driving game to be played with a keyboard instead of something with granular inputs like a gamepad. You know, just why would you do that? I bring this up because of a section where my lieutenant non-stop yaps at me to throw frag grenades, but I can just shoot the enemies. The game tries to repeat the frag grenade section later, this time with smoke grenades, but, you know, once again I can just shoot my enemies, because I can aim. Doesn't matter if you kill the machine gunner that you were supposed to throw smoke grenades at, though, because your squad mates will throw smokes for you, just in case you were so inept that you somehow couldn't manage to push the one button the screen keeps flashing. One of the innovations Call of Duty World War II adds to gaming is heroic moments, which require you to heroically walk up and one-tap a guy because no one else around will help the soldier for some reason. It's these random, out-of-place scripted scenarios that genuinely make me feel like a hero, which is something a brilliantly woven combination of gameplay and narration could never do. CoD stands by that narration and gameplay should be two separate, distinct spheres, as games should be. That's why we get genius moments where your squad mate, your buddy, your best friend on the battlefield that you've been running around the whole level with, just waits right on the other side of a door as he hears you Q2E fighting another man to death. Now keep in mind, you're actually supposed to care about this dick that stood around and watched you get bayoneted to death, because the scene right after involves you dragging his skinny ass around for 3 minutes to some dramatic orchestral shit. Let me tell you, I'm amazed that the Nazis can consecutively drill you at long range during normal gameplay, but can't hit a guy crawling on the ground during scripted set pieces. It's impressively authentic to, you know, what real American soldiers did, where they would get a plus 20 in their evasion skill when they went into scripted set piece mode. I feel the need to point out the horrendous sins Sledgehammer Games has committed in CoD World War II. They somehow made the flamethrower, the ultimate weapon of badassery, unable to kill for shit. It takes a real talent to turn an awesome weapon into programmed depression, so I'd like to offer my congrats. If that weren't bad enough, they managed to break the classic shooter rule that if you shoot a human in the head with a high-power weapon, they should die. I suppose double congrats are in order. When mounting a machine gun you're told to get on to repel an attack, it's actually less effective than just bopping it out of cover with your rifle, since the enemies instantly snap to you the moment you mount the MG. But you know, that's war for you. Sometimes the tactic you thought was best actually wasn't. War's about innovation, finding new tactics on the battlefield, throwing out old conventional wisdom for the new. For example, conventional wisdom states explosions are deadly, but CoD has authentically proved otherwise. Now, after the first mission, intelligent people would stop playing the game and would find better use of their time, like watching paint dry. But intelligent people aren't me. Briefly going over the second mission, Epic tank battle, where American and German tanks sit face to face, unable to hit anything. An intense anti-air battle, where you need to protect your tanks from the enemy planes. But not really, because the planes only target you instead of the tanks. And you can just shoot your tanks and nothing will happen. This masterpiece of a driving section, where the game requires you to floor a jeep to another village before getting on a 50 cal to fight a horde of Germans in an epic shootout. Or you could just shoot your squad mate in the head the whole time like I did. No need to waste bullets when the Germans all die from one massive, simultaneous heart attack at the end. I would go on about the third mission, but I couldn't finish it. The game decided to crank up its difficulty by not loading whatever was supposed to trigger the next area, so yeah, couldn't beat it. Guess the game's hard. Basically the Dark Souls of World War II shooters. GameSpot, 9 out of 10.